Welcome to TMZ Live. Harvey Levin here.
Charles here.
So we got some information. We broke this story a couple hours ago. Diddy is behind bars, but he is enrolled in 2 classes in jail. A class for drug abuse and one for domestic violence.
Domestic violence. These are programs that are offered by the federal government in the prison system for inmates, and he is enrolled in both of these programs. He's also, we're told, in therapy separate from those 2 programs. And all of these things that he's doing, typically for one reason, to look good for the judge.
Well, it's important because sentencing comes up October 3rd. And Diddy, look, everything that I know tells me that he will get between 1 and 2 years. And I think it's going to be closer to 1. Prosecution is asking for 4. That's just not going to happen for a Mann Act violation. So if that's right, look, he wants to get the lowest he can get. And I think it's going to be between that 1 and 2 range. To get the 1, I think he's got to show the judge that he is taking his misdeeds seriously.
Right. And by the way, we know that even when the judge said that he was not going to let him out on bail pending sentencing, one of the things he mentioned was his violence. You know, we've seen his violence.
Exactly.
So he knows that this is an issue for the judge.
And the defense conceded it.
Right. So that's something he definitely has to address. And that's what he's doing with this program.
I mean, you know, Charles, he doesn't have to address it, but he is addressing it. And, you know, this might help him with regards to his sentence. Maybe the judge might sentence him to lesser time because he's working on himself.
But Jamie, you know what the complication here is that he's been found not guilty on the charges that relate to drug use and domestic violence. That there was no conviction using force, fraud, or coercion in these 3 ways, and drugs. The Cassie video was off the table. The only thing he's been convicted of is taking a prostitute across state lines for the purpose of prostitution.
But can't the judge consider all of the testimony in the that was presented at the trial?
But the defense is going to say he was found not guilty on those things. So it's really kind of an interesting...
There's that, but there's another side of this. And Jamie, you've been working on this story for 5 days now to lock this down. But what was there was one key word, one of the sources you spoke to. You remember what that word was?
Yeah, redemption.
Yeah, because that's the other part of this, that this is Diddy looking at my life after prison, because now that he knows he's not going to be locked away for decades, not going to be locked away for the rest of his life.
He could get out this year with time served.
Wants to be able to do business, and in order to do that, for people to work with him, even in the entertainment field, he's got to show that he is changing, or he's addressing the things that everyone saw come out in this trial.
Right.
So this is about, part of this is also about what is my life after prison and how can I still be a successful businessman.
And you know, it's interesting because we've talked about this before, that lawyers who represent people in positions like Diddy now, they have two responsibilities. You know, get them acquitted if you can, and what is their life going to look like after they get out?
Right.
And so there are 2 components, and this kind of serves
both of those.
Both of those, yeah.
Hi, my name is Alicia, and I am from New Jersey. And I actually think it's a positive thing that Diddy is taking this step towards redemption and going to therapy. And I really feel that everybody is worthy of that, but he really has to show it. And I mean, I hope that he is taking this seriously, because I think the public is having a hard time processing and really believing that he's really going to change in probably this short amount of time. So I really hope that he says what he's going to do. And I think that the rest of the public can agree that it's going to be difficult trying to understand what accountability and redemption look like in this case.
Yeah. Well, we will see.
Yes,
but
it's going to be very complicated.
Again, it's possible he's going to get out by Thanksgiving.
I don't know. I've heard you say that. I gotta disagree. There's just
Well, I'll tell you why. If he gets
It doesn't-
if he gets a year, which is possible, he will have served close to a year, plus he gets certain credits. So I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying it's possible.
The judge,
Is going to give him
when
a
the
year.
prosecutors are asking for 4, and I agree with you that it's not going to be that.
Let me tell you why.
But if the judge were to give him a sentence that lets him walk out before the end of the year,
Let me tell you why. Because the judge asked prosecutors, give me a case. So this is what the back and forth now. Give me a case where a John was prosecuted under the Mann Act for this. It's usually the prostitute.
Right.
And so now the prosecution is looking for a case. I'm told cases like this are really hard to find. And if the judge can't find any, there's something called selective prosecution, which the defense could argue, and
Right.
it's going to reduce the sentence. So we'll see. We'll see.
All right.
Okay, we're going to move on.